Some battles don't leave bruises. They don't show up in hospital records. They don't make dramatic scenes. They happen quietly, behind steady smiles and "I'm fine" responses. You wake up, go to work, answer messages, laugh at the right moments, and no one suspects that inside your chest something feels heavy. How do you explain a war that has no visible scars? Every morning, you put on normal like it's part of your outfit. You check your phone. You respond to notifications. You move through a routine. But beneath the surface, your mind is already running, replaying conversations, anticipating problems, questioning decisions. It's exhausting, and the day hasn't even started yet. If you look fine on the outside, why does everything feel so loud on the inside? People see your functionality. They see you meeting deadlines, showing up on time, holding conversations. What they don't see is how much energy it takes to appear steady. The mental rehearsals before speaking. The self-corrections after every interaction. The constant monitoring of your own emotions so they don't spill over. How much effort does it take to keep yourself together when no one's watching? The silent battle isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's just persistent. A low hum of anxiety that never fully shuts off. A weight of sadness that lingers without a clear reason. A sense of pressure to become something more while feeling stuck where you are. You carry it quietly because you've learned that explaining it feels complicated, and complicated makes people uncomfortable. When did you decide your struggle was too complex to share? You've probably mastered the art of minimizing. It's not that bad. Other people have it worse. I'll get over it. You convince yourself that your pain doesn't qualify for attention, that unless you're completely falling apart, you should stay quiet. So, you keep functioning, you keep producing, you keep smiling. But just because you can function, does that mean you're okay? There are moments, small ones, when the mask slips. Maybe late at night, when the house is quiet. Maybe in the car, when a random song hits too close to home. Maybe when someone asks, "Are you really okay?" and your throat tightens unexpectedly. That's when you realize how much you've been holding in. How long can someone hold their breath emotionally before they gasp for air? The silent battle often grows from things that never got resolved. Old disappointments, unspoken resentment, childhood moments that shaped your self-worth more than you realized. You tell yourself you've moved on, but your body remembers what your mind tries to forget. The tension in your shoulders, the tightness in your chest, a fatigue that sleep doesn't fix. What if your exhaustion isn't from today, but from years ago? You've become skilled at self-reliance. You solve your own problems. You analyze your own emotions. You rarely ask for help because you don't want to burden anyone. But self-reliance can quietly turn into isolation. You become your own therapist, your own motivator, your own support system. And while that looks strong, it can feel incredibly lonely. Who supports the person who supports themselves? Sometimes the battle is against your own thoughts. The inner critic that whispers you're not doing enough, not achieving enough, not improving fast enough. It compares you to people who seem ahead. It reminds you of mistakes you've already paid for. It questions your progress. And because the voice sounds like you, it's hard to argue with it. What if the loudest opponent you face every day is your own mind? You might not even know what you're fighting anymore. It's just a constant sense of pressure to prove yourself, to fix yourself, to become better, faster, stronger. Growth is healthy, but when it's driven by fear instead of curiosity, it becomes draining. You start chasing improvement not because you're inspired, but because you're afraid of staying the same. Are you evolving, or are you running from something? There's a unique kind of fatigue that comes from pretending. Pretending you're not hurt. Pretending you're not overwhelmed. Pretending you don't need reassurance. It's subtle, but it accumulates. Every time you swallow a feeling instead of expressing it, It doesn't disappear, it settles. And over time, those unexpressed emotions turn into heaviness. What happens to emotions that are never allowed to breathe? The hardest part of the silent battle is that no one validates it. People validate visible crises. They respond to breakdowns. But quiet endurance often goes unnoticed. You don't get applause for surviving internal storms. You just get labeled strong. And sometimes, that label feels more isolating than comforting. What if being called strong is the very thing keeping you silent? You may even question yourself. Am I being dramatic? Is this all in my head? But here's the truth. If it feels heavy to you, it's real. Pain doesn't need an audience to qualify. Struggle doesn't need witnesses to exist. The fact that you carry it alone doesn't make it imaginary. It makes it hidden. Just because no one sees your battle, does that mean it isn't real? There are days when you almost break, when the pressure builds and you feel close to tears for reasons you can't fully explain. And then something small grounds you. A responsibility, a routine, a message, and you push it back down again. You tell yourself you'll deal with it later, because tomorrow brings new distractions, new responsibilities, new reasons to postpone your own feelings. How many times have you postponed your own healing? The silent battle changes how you experience joy. Even in good moments, there's a faint layer of tension underneath. You laugh, but part of you is still analyzing. You celebrate, but part of you is still worried about what's next. It's hard to fully relax when your mind is trained to scan for threats, even imagined ones. When was the last time you felt completely at ease? But here's what no one tells you. The silent battle doesn't mean you're weak. It often means you're sensitive, aware, thoughtful. You think deeply, you feel deeply. And depth, while beautiful, can also be heavy. You process more than you show. You carry more than you admit. That doesn't make you broken. It makes you human. What if your struggle is proof of your depth, not your deficiency? The shift doesn't start with a dramatic confession. It starts quietly, just like the battle. It starts with acknowledging it, with admitting to yourself, this is hard, without minimizing it, without comparing it, just naming it. There is power in recognition. When you stop fighting the fact that you're struggling, you stop fighting yourself. You don't have to broadcast your pain to the world, but you do have to stop pretending it doesn't exist. Maybe that means talking to one person you trust. Maybe it means journaling honestly instead of filtering your thoughts. Maybe it means allowing yourself to rest without guilt. Small acts of honesty begin to weaken silent battles. Because here's the truth. Silence protects you in the short term, but it isolates you in the long term. And isolation feeds the battle. You deserve support, even if your wounds aren't visible. You deserve compassion, even if you're still functioning. You deserve understanding, even if you can't perfectly articulate what you're feeling. The silent battle no one sees is still a battle, and surviving it every day, that's strength, even if no one applauds it. So tonight, when everything gets quiet and your thoughts get louder, instead of criticizing yourself for struggling, try something different. Place a hand over your chest, breathe slowly, and acknowledge the fight you've been fighting. You are not weak for having a battle no one sees. You are strong for surviving it. And maybe the first step toward peace is letting yourself admit that it's there. Like, subscribe, and join our journey into timeless depth. Share your thoughts below.